Guys, this video today is for us Caribbean people, especially Jamaicans. Listen up. Jamaica is a beautiful country. A lot of us leave Jamaica and come here in the States just say, we want better life. But trust me, kosher here, pretty over here. You understand what I'm saying? So let me tell you this. I have been in this country for years. I'm Hillary anyway. I have been in this country for for such a long time. It's over 10 years since I've been in this country, and I mean straight. And I can tell you for sure I've been to college, I've been to vocational schools, you name it. Have a lot of credential, but trust me, cut it same way. The money them want pay us, them treat us like them want kick us to the curb. But let me tell you something. All hope is not lost for some people who are having such rough time, because we have to go through, before we can get through. With that being said, I have worked several positions here in the States, and lately I've been working in the insurance industry. And let me tell you, crooks, yes. And as a result of that, me get sick and tired of a lot of people being so dishonest.
It's not easy. Me tell yourself, me did have a house back home, people. Me go back home, me hand over back the citizenship and head back to my yard and go do something down there. Put up a little shop or something, or build up a little stall and sell two little something on it. Turn over one money so till it can accumulate money for build up a shop. I tell you the truth, God love. I be have a house back home, I give up my citizenship and go back on my yard. I tell you the truth, God love. Call me there, I do work like a fucking slave and I can't see me way. I say work. And can't see me way. Can't see me way. And the man them nowadays want woman for mind them and I never see myself for mind a man yet. I left me have it. I left me have it, me not say me have it and me have a man to deal with and me can buy my shirt, me won't buy, me will buy that also. Or me go some and say a pair of shoes and me see it and me like it and know say my man that like it, me that buy it. But if your boy sit down upon me and me a work on mining, that not in my book. That not in my book. The only people when me used to mind are my son and him pass the worst than I work. And if I never fit him, we are back me. But how long me cannot take from him? How long? And him a back me up for me can pay my bills so do me a earn. How long? How long? He give me $500 a month to help towards the overhead them. How long?
Now these are Jamaicans who are trying to explain their feeling and experiences back there in the UK, and some of which I really felt them. And I thought like it is a discussion that we need to start and talk about. And so feel free to share your comments about it. I'm also going to share my commentary on the same later on after this clip. And please, if this is your first time in this platform, please do subscribe, share our content, and also let us know about your thoughts concerning this. I'm your presenter Shadrach, and I welcome you so much. Let's rock in and see what we have packed here.
So within the Jamaican diaspora, those of us that live in the United Kingdom really do have it worse. Just check the travel time and the time difference for one. 10 hours in the air in one tube above the Atlantic Ocean before you touch down. And when you touch down, you're transported 6 hours back in time. So you leave yesterday, arrive tomorrow, but you're really still in today. But if you're in a New York, if you're part of the New York diaspora, if you're part of the Miami diaspora, if you're part of the Toronto diaspora, I want 3 hours in upon the plane, I want 45 minutes sit up on the plane and there's absolutely no time difference. And if there's a time difference, it must be about 1 hour or so. And we have 3 plane a week, a week leaves London to come to Kingston. You hear me say 3 a week, not 3 a day. Yeah, not 3 every 2 days or whatever case may be. 3 a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We all know that the service they will leave London, come to Kingston, my love. And if you want to fly up on the weekend, it not exist. And if you don't have US visa, you cannot do the transit. So if somebody dead, you have to travel on the service there to Kingston, Jamaica. And let me tell you something about that, the service that it's expensive. You cannot get no little $300 ticket to America, like what them have.
It not easy. Me tell you, say, me did have a house back home, people. Me go back home, me hand over back the citizenship and head back to my yard and go do something down there. Put up a little shop or something, or build up a little stall and sell two little something on it. Turn over one money so till it can build, accumulate money for build up a shop. I tell you the truth, God love. I bid have a house back home, me give up my citizenship and go back to my yard. Me I tell you the truth, God love. Call me there, I do work like a fucking slave and me can't see me way. Me say work. And can't see me way. Can't see me way. And the man them nowadays are woman for mind them. And me never see myself a mind a man yet. I left me have it. I left me have it. Me not say me have it and me have a man at the with and me can buy my shirt. Me won't buy it. Me will buy that also. I'll go somewhere and see a pair of shoes and me see it and me like it. I know some man that like it. Me that buy it. But if your boy sit down upon me and me a work on mining, that in my book. That in my book. The only people when me used to mind are my son, and him pass the worst than I work. And if I never fit him where back me, but how long me cannot take from him? How long? And him a back me up for me can pay my bills with them I earn. How long? How long? He give me $500 a month to help towards the overhead them. How long? Fee money, if I never fee money, me would not eat. I fee money buy food and pay me light bill and pay me internet bill.
Hello guys, now welcome back again. And you know, the first thing that hit me in the video is the quiet kind of pain that doesn't always look dramatic. It's the long bus rides in a strange city, the crowded train where you feel invisible, the way night falls earlier in winter, and the silence gets heavy. That's, I can say it's a real struggle for many Jamaicans abroad, and they carry. And I think they feel surrounded by people, yet they feel alone in their thoughts because everyone there is so busy with his stuff, and I can really say that's a very big struggle for them. And so guys, you know, there's also the shock of translation, not just language but culture. You know, jokes don't land the same. Slang gets policed and the rhythm of conversation feels, I would say, very off. So you start editing yourself, softening your accent, trimming your stories, explaining your references. That constant self-editing, I would say it's very exhausting, and it breeds isolation. So work is a battlefield of its own, and credentials questioned, experiences discounted. You hear, do you have a UK experience? As if years of excellence back home suddenly don't count. It's not just about money, it's about dignity. It's also about being seen as fully capable and not an assistant to your own expertise. And this video captures the weight of remittance. Love wires money, but behind those transfers are skipped meals, overtime shifts, and the quiet panic of a bill you will pay late so a cousin can start school on time, so your parents can live well. The guilt cuts both ways. Guilt if you can't send enough, guilt if you say no, guilt if you start living for maybe say yourself. And there's also housing amplifying loneliness. You know, a shared flat where doors stay closed, a cold room with no sun, neighbors who never make eye contact in the lift, Back home, the breeze and the veranda mean conversation. And abroad, the weather and the walls mean you must plan to be social. Spontaneity disappears, and with it, ease. And winter isn't just a season, it's a mood. The gray skies, the early darkness, the way your bones feel colder than your coat can fix. If you arrive in the colder months, your spirit can shrink before your social circle stretches. Many underestimate how much sunlight is culture too, light in the sky and in the spirit. And also we can also speak of racism and subtle disrespect show up like sand in the show, tiny grains, but relentless. The pause after you speak, the where are you really from, the teacher voice used on ground adults, and microaggressions sound small until you add them up, then they are bolder. You are dragged to every appointment. And the video story also highlight visa precarity. Paperwork can feel like a permanent exam. You're always one document away from failing. When your right to remain is conditional, everything else, jobs, housing, relationships, feels conditional too. Anxiety nests inside you even on good days. And also there is a community. Community is the antidote, but it's not automatic. Finding the right Jamaican or Caribbean circle, whether at church, a Saturday market, a domino club, a student society, takes energy you often don't have. Yet the first time someone says, "You good?" with real warmth, you feel your shoulder drop an inch, because this doesn't happen very often. And also food is a memory, and a memory is a medicine. A plate of curried goat, a party that tastes like yesterday, a jack pan on a cold street. Suddenly you remember who you are. But the price of nostalgia abroad can be steep. It hurts to pay so much just to taste home, but sometimes that bites keeps you going. For students and young professionals, the performance pressure is intense. You're carrying the dreams of family, sometimes neighborhood. And failure feels public. Success never feels enough. That pressure makes you isolate, study harder, work longer, until loneliness becomes your default setting. So the video touches their guarded layers too. Women talk about safety being exhausted or having their confidence labeled attitude. Men talk about being rode or bred as threat or as utility, strong back, few words. Both are caricatures that flatten real people and make deep friendship harder to grow. And guys, what I loved most in the video was the refusal to sugarcoat. Telling the truth is love. When you say, "I'm lonely here," you're not just complaining, you are mapping a path for the next person to find you. It turns isolation into invitation. Come sit, talk with me, we're dear. And if there is a takeaway, it's this: survival abroad isn't only about visas and paychecks. It's about connection. Scheduled brightness, a weekly call home, a monthly link up, a sport, a choir, a market, a faith space. Now guys, this marks the end of this session. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. And let me know of your comments.